Okay, so boom shakalaka, we're here. I'm gonna have to go in. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa! I'm gonna have to go into the settings and test it tomorrow, well, or later today, and just work on the audio. But it's fine for now. But like I said, next videos I want to start. And technically, I'm reshooting this video after I shot a few other videos, so the audio is gonna be a little different in those videos. If I do end up changing it, but I want to say real quick before I start this. There will be some updates and changes to the way I do stuff. Obviously, Facecam, one of those things, and stuff will start to slowly, progressively change. And the stuff that I want to do in this content, this profile account, and I figured out what I wanted to do now. I'm more stabilized in that, and more grounded. Um, yeah. Another thing is, I want these videos to feel homey. Like the way you see me, I'm literally using my computer camera. I realized that I love home videos. Through watching porn, I realized I love home videos. You know, like home videos, how like when you watch porn, and it looks like it just looks genuine. Like there's no acting involved. Even though the acting is fine sometimes, I don't care if because I watch all types, right? But when you watch certain porn and it's not like um, it's just homey vibes. It feels like some people make it home, right? Like YouTube videos. Whereas like if y'all go to like old videos or even your first YouTube videos, it's just very like some of you just make it home for your family, kind of intimate setting, right? And it's just like cute and adorable, and it's like, oh, and it's just real. It's real and it's raw, and that's another thing I want to do with this channel when I do face cam, especially, and also because I kind of like how I sound, even though the audio is not where I want it. I kind of like, because I want to fix it to where like I stop peaking. I could change these settings down here though. Oh, you can't see. I could change these settings down here a little bit, play with that, see, but I'm naturally just a loud talker. But yeah, so I peak sometimes, so y'all can't hear me at certain points. Like something that I said kind of gets, the volume gets raised down a bit. But I have to pee soon. But yeah, so I want to say it real quick. This video is not gonna be too long. But yeah, like the homie feel, and this time I want my channel to feel like that. This channel is going to intentionally feel like a home, so everybody's welcome. I don't care about your religion, your sexuality, your gender, your identity. As long as you're not here harming people, I really don't care. You know what I mean? Currently, that is. And if you have questions, we can talk about it. We can discuss about it. But just have the heart to listen. Okay, that's it. So yeah, with this video, I made this video before. But you couldn't hear me. Like my audio was just. That's why I was just fixing the mic. I was talking about the audio and the mic. Cause I fixed it now. I had the mic too close to me, obviously. But anyways, we're talking about Shota. And this last video that I made about Shota was 2 hours long. And I don't want to do that, hopefully. So let's try to just get into it. So Shota and why I love it. And I want this to be my first video because I just want to come back authentic. And I think people just have misunderstandings about Shota that I never saw until I started seeing people be so mean about it. Because I have archetypes that look like this, right? So yeah, let's just hop into it. It's gonna be fast, and I might come really fast and like da da da. But you can slow the video down if it's too fast. Okay, so before we get started, here are some quotes, and I got some more quotes too later. Yeah, you can't. Oh, you can't let others. I'm dyslexic too. I think I told you that. I'm autistic, ADHD, and dyslexic. And also, I'm a little tired. And that's because I just ate. But anyways, I don't know if you heard that, but who said that? Where's she? That's what we're gonna go. Okay. You can't let other people's projections define you. You just have to let your actions and character shine through, and those willing to see your heart will. A star. Said by a star. That's me. And just because one person misuses a drug doesn't mean all drugs are suddenly bad or evil or all people using said drugs are bad and or evil. It's all about intent. When the heart is blocked, you will end up assuming everyone will hurt you or is out to hurt you. And if your heart is blocked, and also if your heart is blocked, you will assume that everybody is out to get everybody. You'll assume that one person going through something is somebody's out to get them, and it's not the case. And I said, and do bad things because you think they're gonna do bad things to them as well as you because that trust was taken from you. I'm pretty sure young, but that trust was taken from you. But taken doesn't mean lost. Know yourself, know yourself well enough to live for yourself. And this goes back into like Shota and the misconceptions and why, like, for a long time I couldn't enjoy it when I first found it. It was because I was allowing people's projections to affect me. What they do with it, what somebody else do with it, ain't got nothing to do with me. You know what I mean? Or you, for that matter. I am not expecting everyone to agree, but I am looking for what I am looking for is understanding and to shine light on a terribly misunderstood topic. That's all that matters. This would not be the first time in human history where people wanted to be understood and represented. Black people, brown people, gay, trans, non-binary, androgynous, neurodivergent people, gamers, indigenous people, even people who love anime were called weird. In human history, all these people and many more wanted to be understood. How many times have it's just in history, right? Just in history alone, we can just talk about women and how women are now even losing their right to. Women are even losing their right to not even give birth, right? Or to terminate their baby they can't if they're not fit or if they were raped. Like, there's a lot of stuff that goes into it, but if stuff like that happened, they're not even allowed to terminate their baby, you know what I mean, before it gets too big. So that's a thing too. And yeah, black people always, everything that doesn't fit into a box was always deemed as evil, wrong, or bad. And that's not the case at all. Just because somebody uses it for porn, that's okay. If somebody doesn't use it for porn, that's okay, because Shota is not about kids. Shota is an archetype. There is no age on archetype. You can't put an age on an archetype. And I say that because I've experienced that, and also I have archetypes in me that look like Shota. And I'm gonna get into more about how there's Shota in anime that we don't even think about, and how anything can be Shota, right? Dispelling the misconceptions around Shota. It's not about age, but an archetype, just like everything else is an archetype. What is Shota? Real quick, there are people right now in the real world that fits this description. Literally, y'all. There are people in real life that fits this description of Shota. Same with Chebe, same with Lolly, because I'm talking about that a little bit too. So here's a quote, straight from the Google source. Um, where am I at? In anime. Hello? In anime and fandoms, Shota refers to, and also I don't want to be talking too much. Sorry. Okay. Shota refers to a genre or character archetype, literally, involving young boys or young looking. Mind you, young doesn't mean kid, or young looking doesn't mean kid. And sometimes Shota is kid, because Shota also goes into the kid archetype a little bit too. But that also depends on the person. Where is the person at? Like, if you think, and this goes for, and I'm kind of jumping ahead, but it's fine. And if you watch shows like Big Mouth and all that stuff, people think like, oh no, that's evil, that's wrong. It's not, because nudity is normal. Literally, nudity is normal and it's sacred. And if your mind goes to something perverted, that's your problem. That's your trauma. That's your damage. That's something you have to heal. Just because you think pink is the best color does not mean I do. See what I'm saying? So I just want to say that too. Young doesn't equal child or real children. Anyone can be young looking. There are literal adults that fit this description in real life. Just trying to show you that this goes beyond just basic egoic understanding. That everything in life has nuance and goes beyond black and white thinking. It's a Japanese slang term derived from the phrase Shotoro complex, referring to a young character from the manga series Tits I can't say that Tensujin 28 Go. While it can refer to the aesthetic appearance of youthful male characters, it's crucial to understand that the term is sometimes associated with content depicting characters in a sexual or suggestive way. This can this can make the term controversial and lead to negative connotations, particularly regarding child pornography, according to Finlore. However, Shoto can be a common masculine Japanese given name, soaring and big. I hope y'all understood that. Sorry. Like I said, if you need to slow it down, you can. I also have like I know you probably can hear it when I read, when I talk. I have like this little not speech impediment, but I get tongue tied very easily. Um, yeah. So several real and fictional and some letters are that are jumped together, kind of hard to pronounce. I'm pretty sure y'all can hear that. Several real and fictional, or maybe not. If not, that's good for me. Several real and fictional characters bear this name, including a professional wrestler, a character in Pokemon, and a lead character in the movie Shoplifters, according to Wikipedia. Shota is a term used in manga and anime fandoms to indicate sex. That is not true. Shota does not equate to sex. Period. Right? And when there's just like how when shows tell you at the very top that this has nudity and profanity, it doesn't mean it has sex in it. It could just mean, oh, you might see somebody butt cheek, a top half of a butt cheek, that entire series, that entire show, and that's it. Like they might show that. It's just a disclaimer that it might have this, it might not, right? And even profanity. The profanity might not even be extreme. It might be just saying maybe one cuss word every few episodes. You know what I mean? And we understand that, right? And I want to say that because, mind you, these are humans that make this stuff. And as we just read, it's an archetype. It doesn't always mean it has sex involved. But if it does, that's fine. And that's a thing too. Because sex is normal. But it says sex involving an underage boy. It is commonly used as a warning. And it's not about underage. It's just an archetype. Everything is an archetype. Now, if you choose to misuse and abuse that archetype, then that's on you. I don't give a fuck what you do. But I feel like when it comes to this fandom, it comes to a lot of things, honestly. It's really just the individual. It's all about the individual. What are they doing? Some people might do witchcraft and harm people. Some people might do witchcraft and heal people. It just, what is the person? Where's the person at? And even though this is a misconception, it's not entirely wrong. Going back to where I said, just because there are some people that misuses a drug, doesn't mean all drugs are suddenly bad or evil, and all people using said drug are the problem. It could be just the person. There are people like me who are just not like that, and that's okay. We exist. Even the ones misusing their power or their will as a whole, and even they are held with compassion and unconditional love by me and the divine. This isn't about shaming or hating or pointing projections. It's simply understanding and being able to hold all truths without hardening your heart or becoming judgmental and cruel or losing yourself. That's exactly what the powers that were want you to do. Shout out to Sarah Ecaldi, aka the Alchemist. She always calls it the powers that were. I love Sarah. Go follow the Alchemist, Sarah Ecaldi. Actually, give me 1 second. Let me just pop her up real quick. Alright, yeah, go follow my girl, the Alchemist, Sarah Ecaldi. Everything. She calls it the powers that were. I'm gonna react to her channel too, by the way. She has some really good stuff on here. But yeah. Okay. That's exactly what the powers were right here. That's exactly what the powers that were want you to do in the game they want you to play into. A. This is I'm giving an example of the games they want you to play into. A this or them, a blue or red, a right or wrong type of game. When it was always Team Purple. It's not about blue or red. It's about purple, humanity, right? And we are all family. Y'all, we are all family. And there was never any of that separation because we are all source expressing ourselves in all reflections and aspects. Period. Source doesn't see separation, they only see their children. So I don't want anyone to even bash those who do harm to other people, but simply understand that all beings serve a divine cosmic purpose. And it's not saying allow people to hurt people, it's having ultimate compassion, ultimate oneness, and ultimate understanding at the fact that these are all different reflections and aspects of the divine and us, right? Because we are the divine dreaming itself alive, right? While also sustaining ourselves. It's crazy work. But yeah, it's not about, yeah, you're bad, you're evil. No, because a lot of people who do bad things are misunderstood. You know how many people have done drugs, misused drugs, and abused their family or their animals or their own body, and then after healing from said drug, they say, yeah, I did a lot of stuff that I wish I didn't do. I wish I regretted, or like stuff that made me think like I need to be better. I need to be stronger, right? Like, and we understand that people can have their redemption arc, right? So we can understand that it's never as simple or black and white as someone try to make it. Imagine everybody who shot somebody. Are they automatically evil? Even if they shoot them in self-defense, does that make them automatically evil because they wielded a gun and killed somebody? If we could understand those nuances, that applies to everything in creation. That nothing is black and white. There's really a lot. A lot of it is. Most of it is gray. It really is. And like I said, it's case by case, nuance by nuance. Anyways, here's what I'm saying. So I don't want anyone to even bash those that harm others, but simply understand that all beings serve a divine cosmic purpose, even if there are people misusing it. So what? There will always be people misusing something. I know you have misused something or someone, and I know I have as well. And that doesn't define you. They are them and I am me. Just because white people colonized America doesn't mean I associate all white people with the actions of their ancestors. It's what are you doing now that matters. Oh, this part is how it relates to chebe. In Japanese slang, chebe is generally small or short, often used to describe a person, animal, or object in the context of anime and manga. Chebe refers to a specific art style where characters are depicted with oversized heads, large eyes, and small, often chubby bodies. This style is often used for comedic effect to emphasize emotional changes or create a cute and endearing appearance. And notice, no one says anything about sex here, but there's sex on everything. Like there's porn where it shows people that look like this having sex, but no one says that's bad. It's because they can understand that it's not an age. It's just a character. It's an archetype, a cartoon. So the same should be applied to Shota. And when it comes to Lolly, more people are accepting of Lolly than they are Shota. It's because homophobia is involved. A man and a boy shouldn't fuck. But if it's a man and a young looking girl, that's okay. Yeah, that's homophobic and weird. Just like in real life. People feel that same way about two grown men kissing versus two grown girls kissing. It's weird. They both are, and here's how they are like. They both are small, young looking, or youthful looking characters that can be expressed in all forms of media. Doesn't have to be sex related, but it can. We all can literally be young and youthful. Hence the phrase, I'm 23 years young, 43 years young. You never ask a woman her age. Ugh. So, I'm timeless. I'm timeless is indicating that you are young blood and youthful. We all are. We just forgot to know how to be. It doesn't help in your entire life when you're being shamed and everything you do is being degraded and you've been failed by society, your family, your ancestors even, and even yourself. When all that is in effect, and on top of the fact that everything is in America specifically, the water is poison, the food is poison. Not saying you can't live off that and still be enlightened, but you see what I'm saying. Like they intentionally put bad chemicals in a lot of our food to um have us to make us have a or to influence us to have a unhealthy relationship with things. And mine was food and porn, but now I'm in a whole different place. But yeah, so that's all this is saying. I didn't want to read it because it kind of gets confusing, and I realized that. So y'all can pause it. Oh, and also, a lot of people don't even know how the gut health affects a lot of our well-being, our health. The gut literally affects most. Let me look it up. Okay, so there's people in the house, so you might hear a lot of noise. But okay, so the gut immune connection. A strong link exists between the gut and the immune system. Approximately 70 to 80% of your body immune cells are located in the gut. The system relies on a diverse and balanced gut microbiome for proper functioning. This relationship influences a wide range of diseases. 70 to 80%. And when your gut health is in shambles, this plays into why people are super judgmental, super hateful. They can't see things from more of an open perspective, right? It's a lot. It's office. It's physical, energetic, mental, emotional. It's on all levels, right? And because of that, it allows other lower vibrational spirits to attach themselves to you that allow you to still play in that. Y'all, it goes on all levels, right? So that's what I was saying there. Um, It can be hard to be your best and see the world with pure unconditional eyes when you're told that your existence is the biggest sin. Be the eternal child, y'all. We cannot keep misunderstanding the nuances to creation. If you can't tell me the alchemical process, excuse me, of the soul and the seven hermetic principles that govern the cosmos, and if you can't tell me how the chakras play into judgment of self and others, then you can't tell me anything. Which I will talk about the chakras in a minute. Shota Chebe Loli literally has nothing to do with age, but it can, just depending on the person and what story they are trying to tell, if there is one. And once again, it can also mean big or strong, because art and expression is timeless, and after all, and it reflects our state of life as a collective and beyond. And even then, that doesn't make it porn. And porn is also just as natural thing as nature. The problem comes when we unconsciously do those things while also not having our chakras aligned. I'll be getting into that later. XD. Period. Dot. We can love all body types and sizes without making it weird or bad or shameful or judging swiftly and harshly. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people who have been locked up falsely who have been locked up falsely because of that same mental thinking. Those exact things I mentioned. Oh, yeah. I was like a lot of people who have been locked up falsely because of those exact things I've mentioned, which harshly judged, all that stuff, right? The human form and any other form the human form and any other I misspelled that. I meant to take that out. The human form, because I wrote that wrong. The human form and any form that's not human is sacred and beautiful and natural and glorious. If it's cartoon or not, right? That's literally like shaming nudists for being nude. Oh, and I use Brass Baby's example. There was somebody on TikTok that I've looked up who I follow was doing their little Bratz review. And a lot of people think that this is sexualizing kids. And a lot of people who have brats, they understand that one, it's not like that. And two, they don't see it like that. And this is where I go to say it depends on the person. There are some people who would and love that. But even for me, I just see it as, for one, just a toy. And two, it's cute. Like, I don't see. And if your mind instantly goes to the gutter, that's you. But don't project that onto anybody. Okay? And people love these things. I know I do. I'm gonna get my own. They're so cute, but they're just sassy. They're just sassy brats. That's all. That's how I see it. You can pause because it doesn't mean it's sexualizing anything. It doesn't have to. What did I say? It's all about perspective and how far are you on your healing journey. Meaning, if you look at everything with a distorted lens in a super judgmental way without fully understanding it, then any and everything in your reality will be perceived as bad or wrong or evil or shameful when that is not the natural state of the human being. Our natural state is looking at life with the utmost purity and fun and innocence. I understand that a lot of us have been robbed of that youth and truth and innocence, magic that we only think children have that we can't get back. What if you could? And what if you did? Life doesn't have to be bad or evil. That is just the limited understanding of the ego. That has been misused and abused and misled and have been leading you from a place of ignorance, narcissism, hate, despair without even understanding its function and purpose. Because the ego is meant to drive. The ego is meant to accompany, not steer. By spreading the fear and hate and shame and guilt and judgment in your own oh and and spreading your own subconscious and unconscious abuse. um oh no, let me reset that. By spreading fear and hate and shame and guilt and and judgment and suppressing your own emotions and subconscious abuse, it lashes out and points the finger. So figure points the finger at what it was robbed of: magic, imagination, and love. We forget that those were and are our natural states. That we are allowed that we allowed our families and society and schools and jobs and media and people who are supposed to support and protect us misuse, abuse, and misguide us, y'all, including ourselves. It's like that metaphor where you tie a baby elephant to a wooden stick, right? It's a basic small wooden stick. And you keep doing that. That trains the elephant that it's weak. And when it gets bigger, even though it can just crush that stick like it's nothing, it doesn't. It doesn't leave its chokehold or its restrictions because it believes and has been raised to believe that it can't. A big old elephant raised to believe that it can't break its rope that's been tied to twigs. Literally. You know what I mean? That humans can easily destroy, let alone an elephant, which can tear down trees. Y'all know what I'm saying? So we're constantly allowing ourselves to be restricted and not open-minded. That stuff happens. Distortion happens naturally. It just happens, and then distorted info will follow. And that becomes your reality, right? But I'm not going to allow y'all to fuck that up for me. So I'm putting this out right now that from this moment on, I guess this is my declaration, that I'm shameless, dude. I don't care no more. Like, if I love something, I love it. And that's just bottom line. If y'all want to make it weird, you can. I respect y'all, but I'm not going to make it weird. That's just who I am. I just love everything, and I see the purity in all things, even people that do bad things. I just love everybody. Doesn't mean I don't have boundaries or respect for myself. I just see everybody as me, as us. Because everybody's related, dude. Anyways, this distorts our natural mode of being. That we are all free and we all radiate under the sun and stars and moons. And we have to take responsibility for how we ended up collectively and individually. Acknowledge that our ancestors too have allowed us to fall so much into madness. That we are children of imagination and beyond. Just like how Shota can be distorted. Why can't it be pure? Just like how nudity in cartoons can be distorted. Why can't it be pure? Just like how Big Mouth can be distorted, or Bratz baby dolls can be distorted. Why can't it be pure? And it's not pedophilia. It's not weird. It's only weird if you make it weird. It's like when you kiss that friend and then they act still. It's like when you and your friend kiss for the first time. Y'all, one of them start acting weird, and you're just like, dude, chill. It's not that deep. You know what I mean? But all of that can also be seen and held as pure divine unconditional imagination. But most people don't want to see things pure, but instead keep their hurt allowing their hurt to dictate their lives, allowing hurt people to invert such things like Shota or Lolly or Chebe or gay people, because people also be acting that all gay people are just pedophiles and just evil and wrong, even to this day. I mean, just like the case of Pee Wee Herman. Y'all know what Pee Wee Herman did. Nothing. They falsely accused him of being a pedophile because he was gay and he was definitely autistic. But back then, because I remember growing up, people saying this, like, and having this idea that gay people are pedophiles. Like, what? Even though that most of the trauma and hurt is done by men and straight men, or presumed to be straight men, as far as we know. But everybody's fluid. It's not that deep, dude. Or how they do this with Big Mouth anime that has nudity in them of all ages. And we understand that it was never about the porn or pedophilia. It was always just about the natural part of nature of existing. Because art imitates life, and that is so beautiful and sacred and perfect and nude. Like, nude art is beautiful. Anything nude, even people deem anything nude as evil, bro. When you came into this world nude, like, come on, like, it's not that deep. Everything's beautiful, dude. Oh yeah, and I'm a nudist, unofficially. We haven't done anything public yet, but one day. I like to wear clothes too, so. But anyways, because art imitates life, and that's beautiful, sacred. Life is nude life is nude and unfiltered, and still held by the hands of the all. Pure imagination. That when they say or use the description word like little, that is literally saying they are short, little, small, not child. Just because somebody used a descriptor word, a describing word as little, does not mean child. It could, but it doesn't mean to. Just like when somebody says feminine, that doesn't mean you're talking about a girl. Anybody can be feminine. You see what I'm saying? Like the nuance, right? Although Shota can be about a child, that doesn't make it automatically bad or wrong. Or even if the child was nude, so what? Doesn't mean it's weird. Everybody's nude. You can be nude at any age. It doesn't matter. How you looking at it? That's the question. It's all that matters. But it's all about the person. It's all about the person individually. We all can understand that if one person hurts, that all people aren't out to get you, right? How did I say that? We all understand that if one person hurts you, if one person hurts you, that all people aren't out to get you, right? If one person is a murderer and kills for fun while another person kills for self-defense, we understand that it doesn't make that person killing for self-defense evil, and we have compassion for them, and we hold them in unconditional love and space for that person, defending themselves and not shame them for their intent and blame and brand them as something they are not. Like, that is weird as fuck if you do that. That means anyone that is nude would be bad or sexual, i.e. nudist. It's all about context, and yeah, I'm a nudist. All of this goes beyond what the colonized masses have to say. Anything can be seen as wrong or bad. Thought I heard something. Literally, people call anything and everything the devil, and that's not the case. First of all, own your shit. The devil ain't got that much power over you. Are you that weak? It's just, y'all act like it's the devil, as if it's just sitting on the throne, twirling its cliche mustache, plotting on how they're gonna ruin your weekend by figuring out ways to F your car up this week, like it's out to get you and waiting while you sleep, and your back is turned to give you a bad hair day. And that stems from the sex wound and trauma heavily, telling you telling you that you're born into sin and you can never be saved. Meanwhile, the only person that can save you is you. Hence the Cheetah Girl Cinderella song. I'm not gonna get into that. Ask yourself, why do I want to pervert everything? Why do I want to point the finger and shame people if they love something that I don't understand? What if that same thing I'm doing to them is done to me? And how can I heal that? What if I actually love the same thing I am shaming someone else's for? How can I be free? Just like people who see furries and people who want oh well, just like how people who want to see furries, they automatically assume they want to fuck animals, and that's not true, right? No. So we can understand that, right? Even though most of the crime is done by M equals straight men. Oh yeah, and people even think the number 666 is so evil. When if you look it up and you do your esoteric research, it literally is a number of love, unconditional love, magic, and purity. Like what? And a form of creation. So what are you talking about? Um, we make judgments on where, like, even people who, like, literally as a society, we have to understand that, like, we are a society who still does gender reveal parties. I am so against those, but we still have a society that thinks pink is for girls, pink is girls, blue is boy. That's not true, and we know that in society that's not true. So stop. Like, literally, your child is not straight. um, I was like, it's just a color. It doesn't define. It's just a color. It doesn't define your sexual identity or gender. If we go so low as to think that and demonize a number and a color, then we, like, demonizing a color meaning like thinking boys can't have pink, then we have lost the plot of what we were all here for, which is and should be a clear ultimate sign that we have strayed further from our purity and divinity. Just because Goku was naked in the early seasons of Dragon Ball does not make it weird or bad, or if Big Mouth shows nudity, it doesn't make it beard or bad. Beard, weird or bad. Beard doesn't make it beard. Totally. Um, yeah, I'm just so over this, like, cause it's so annoying. Y'all are weird. But just because any cartoon shows nudity does not make it bad or wrong, or it doesn't mean that the illustrators or writers who came up with the content is like weirdos. Like, dude, it's not that deep. I promise you, that deep. Not for me. Do you think they want to fuck those characters, and it's not like that necessarily. In the words of Human, it's not me, it's you. Here's a quote from Matthew from the Bible, bro. Oh, skip it. Judge not that you be judged yourself. Judge not that you be said that wrong. Judge not that you be not judged. Interpretation. This verse is not a blanket prohibition against all forms of judgment. Instead, it highlights the importance of self-reflection and humility before criticizing others. Further guidance. Other scriptures in the Bible suggest that while we should not judge based on superficial appearances or with a critical spirit, there is a place for discerning judgment, especially when addressing harmful behavior or sin. Focus on self. This emphasizes the this emphasizes this emphasis is on addressing one's own flaws and sins before attempting to correct others. John 13, 3:17, which says, For God did not send his Son into the world to condemn the world, but to save the world through him, his teachings. Now that we have a basis, here's what's next. Dispelling the distortion. Shota is not porn, although it can be, and that's fine. Oh my god, what the fuck? It's just an expression of imagination, of the imaginary self, right? We're all creative beings, right? Just like anything else, imagination holds all truths, all sex, all identities, is a part of the imagination. And Shota is a part of that as well. But having nudity and displaying all forms of human beauty is sacred and creative, even if it's non-human, and magical and perfect and honest and true. this doesn't make it wrong or bad or evil. Sex is beautiful and sacred in all forms, and no one is saying that it should be about. Yeah, no one's saying anyone should be abused, but it literally has nothing to do with children or abuse or anything like that. And do it. Oh yeah, like I said, it's all on the individual and what they want to display. With Shota, oh yeah, but also just like we talked about seeing people or even animated children in cartoons naked, it isn't evil or bad or wrong, but real, authentic, and true. People are naked all the time, all ages, sizes, genders, whatever, religions, right? You don't have to choose to be perverted about it, but embrace the beauty in all its complexities and forms, and it's only tainted if you taint it. And if you can't, and if you can't be in your purity slash divinity, then that is not my problem. I am not going to allow you to affect me because you can't get your shit together. I don't see nor perceive the world through a crusty, moldy keyhole someone told me to look into. For me, there is no hole or wall at all, just space to hold all infinite and eternal truths. Like this society, like this society is too. I said, like this society is too in the gutter. Like you can't even lick a lollipop, and that's how you know it's in the gutter because you can't even lick a lollipop without or eat a banana without somebody being weird about it. And if we pervert simple shit like that, that tells you everything. That everything somebody does is gonna be perverted, and that's you. That's you, and if you want to do that, you can do that. And we always say the phrase "pause" or "no homo" as if like what that matters in the greatest scheme of things. You really think God is sitting on a throne, twirling their male mustache, their legs open, spread eagle style, judging beings like you that live but a blink of a moment? Or would they have compassion, understanding that we're going to stumble and fall, and it's going to take several lifetimes for us to understand our own truth? Like, come on now. That most people will never die. Okay. And a lot of people die never fulfilling their desires or dreams, right? So why would a God like that punish you? We're only living, some of us 30 years, some of us, and to the max, 93 years. Typically, if we get there, it's usually around 80 years when everybody kicked the bucket. So you really think our little blink of an eye means anything of the overall macrocosm? No, it's a collection of those many lives over different lifetimes that matter, right? We're supposed to be here to paint. We're literally here to paint the dream in all colors, even ones that don't make cosmic sense yet. We came from a place that loved like a child and was wise like an elder. That is literally what the Sun Tarot card teaches us, and what the full journey is all about. We can't just label everything as evil or bad when you can't even integrate your own demons. When you can't even sit alone in the dark. When you can't even sit alone with your own thoughts and emotions and reflect and ponder on them. And also your existence. When you're so codependent that you can't even have a sense of self and the subtle and nuanced complexities of your own soul, you can't judge nobody. If you can't understand that or do any of that, I will no longer play those games, those traps that the matrices set up for all of us to stray further from our own hearts and pure unconditional selves. I was there once. I was there so much I became a people pleaser and never once valued myself. But no more. My throat. But here's some characters that are Lolly, Shota, or Chippet that we don't think about or we accept. Gunther from Seven Deadly Sins is a Shota. They don't have an age in the show either, by the way. They're a doll, but they're a Shota. Shouter Bloodfall from Overlord is a Shota. No one says anything about. A Lolly. King from Seven Deadly Sins, a Shota. He literally married a giant. This Bond and the Fairy Princess from the Seven Deadly Sins, a Shota, and nobody says anything about that. Meliodas, the main character who's literally a pervert in the show. Nobody says anything about him being Shota. Merlin from the Seven Deadly Sins, Achebe. Nobody says anything about her. We have Tet, No Game, No Life, a child god, but obviously not a real child, right? Zink and Lelda. Zink and Lelda. Sonic, Shadow, Silver. Look at that. Amy. Chebe, Loli, Shada. We have Chow from Sonic. Chebe. That's right, I'm kind of speeding through it. The Princess Girls. Mario Luigi. Shota, Loli. It just means cute. Ultimately, it all means cute. Bowser. Chebe. We have Charmy from Black Clover. She has her lolly form and then her human form. Her human form. Then we have Dorothy Unsworth, also lolly. Very youthful. Very young looking. Peter Pan, who's literally over 100 years old. Shota. SpongeBob. How cute is that? Shota. Doesn't mean anything weird. Just means cute. Literally just means cute. We have Demon Boy. He's new, so I couldn't show that too much. We have Gnomes. Dopey. The Smurfs. All lolly Shota Chebe. Like Danny Phann. Like, come on, y'all. Anything and everything can be Shota. I added those pictures to show that anything can be Shota, including sentient food, as y'all can see. Kiawe, very cutesy. Because Shota doesn't mean, yeah, let me turn this to a deliberate baby. Let me turn this into a deliberate kid or baby and fuck them. Like, that's weird. If you think that, you're weird. That's you. Because it's not about that. Anything can be Shota, Lolly, or Chebe, and that doesn't mean you want to just aggressively fuck it. Like, come on now. You can't help yourself? Like, you're that weird? Nudity doesn't equate to bad. If you believe that, then please heal your sex wound. You have been shamed and guilted and traumatized and are projecting that onto someone else who isn't you and who isn't traumatized. That is not okay and that is not fair. Things don't always have to be all about sex. Sometimes it's just about love. And if it is about sex, it's fine. It's just about love being expressed in all of its forms, not just romantic, even though we see that everywhere. It doesn't have to be just romantic. It can be all forms of like love. You know what I mean? Even though those are all natural parts of the natural order of creation, Shota is more than just that. And it expresses all forms of love. The divinity, true imagination. You don't have to look at it as sex all the time, but if you do, that's okay. Because sex doesn't equate to pedophilia. But what sex does equate to is love through feeling and arousal and lust and desire and physicality of the beauty of creation, of creating beings, of what creation or creating brings. Sorry. We are all direct children, emanations, reflections of true imagination, aka Source God. And lust and desires. And lust and desire isn't bad either. It's sacred. It's the compass, not the destination. The problem comes when you only operate in your lower base chakras, which let's get into briefly. And this is where I'll talk about the chakras and how they affect you. The lower, and when you're unconscious too. The lower chakras and the chakra systems are often considered, which we know is not considered, we know, is often the lower chakras and the chakra systems are the root chakra, sacral, solar plexus. These chakras are located at the base of the spine, just below the navel, and just above the navel, respectively. They are believed to be the foundation of our physical and emotional being, governing our primal needs, sexuality, emotion, personal power. Here's a breakdown. Root chakra, located at the base of the spine. This chakra is associated with our fundamental need for safety, security, and survival. When the root chakra is balanced, a person feels grounded, stable, and secure in their environment and relationships. And An imbalance can lead to feelings of fear, anxiety, insecurity, and instability in life. According to sacral chakra, situated below the navel, this chakra is linked to our emotions, creativity, pleasure, relationships. It governs our ability to express joy, embrace change, and express ourselves freely. When balanced, a person feels emotionally intelligent and creatively inspired and able to form healthy relationships. An imbalance can manifest as emotional instability, lack of creativity, difficulty with intimacy, and unhealthy attachments. Solar plexus chakra, located just above the navel. This chakra is associated with our personal power, self esteem, confidence, and willpower. It empowers us to assert ourselves, make decisions, and take action in our lives. When balanced, a person exudes confidence, a strong sense of purpose, and can even navigate challenges with ease. An imbalance can lead to low self-esteem, lack of motivation, difficulty with decision making, and digestive issues. Low self low self-esteem, nightmare dreams. When all chakras are aligned, you will experience a state of balance, harmony, and free flow of life energy. This includes feeling grounded, clear, flexible, self-confident, enlivened, and almost imprisoned, enlivened and inspired. You may also find that your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual well-being are enhanced. Here's more detail. Balance and harmony will feel as harmonious. You will feel a harmonious union of your spirit, mind, and body when you're in balance and harmony with those chakras. Free flow energy, life energy will flow freely, supporting several health and wellness. Enhance physical health. Balanced chakras can facilitate healing from illness or injuries. Emotional stability. You may experience greater emotional balance and ease in expressing your feelings. Spiritual growth. You may find clarity in your emotions. You may find clarity in your experience, in your intentions, experiences, personal insights, and develop your spiritual awareness. I'm stopping abruptly because like, we know. Increase self confidence. You may feel more confident and empowered in your life. Greater creativity. You may express enhanced creativity and inspiration. Sense of groundedness. You'll feel more rooted and stable in your life. In essence, aligning your chakras is about creating a sense of wholeness and well being by harmonizing the, the different aspects of your being. Like I said, I'm rushing through it because I'm done. It's a process that allows you to live with greater ease, purpose, and joy. The heart chakra, also known as the Ahata, is the fourth chakra in the body and primarily associated with the heart, compassion, and emotional balance. It governs our ability to give and receive love, fostering empathy and connection in relationship. A balanced heart chakra allows for unconditional love, while imbalances can lead to emotional pain, difficulties in relationships, and a closed off feeling. I think I'm almost done. The heart chakra is a source of our capacity. The heart chakra is the source of our capacity for both romantic love and self-love, influencing our ability to form meaningful connections with others, compassion, and empathy. It allows us to understand and share the feeling of others, fostering a sense of connection, compassion, emotional balance. A balanced heart chakra contributes to emotional well-being, enabling us to express our emotions healthily, and experience inner peace. Integration of energies. It acts as a bridge between the lower three chakras related to physical and emotional needs and the upper three chakras related to spiritual growth, helping to integrate your earthly and spiritual selves. Signs of imbalance. Emotional pain, difficulties in relationships, A blocked or imbalanced heart chakra can lead to emotional pain, difficulty trusting others, and challenges in forming and maintaining relationships. Closed off feelings. Individuals may feel guarded, withdrawn, and disconnected from others. Jealousy and resentment. Negative emotions like jealousy, resentment, and holding on to grudges can indicate an imbalance in the heart chakra. Fear of intimacy. Difficulty with vulnerability and intimacy can also be a sign of blocked heart chakra. Healing and imbalance. Okay, healing and imbalance. Self love practices. Focusing on self compassion and self acceptance can help heal and balance the heart chakra. Forgiveness. Practicing forgiveness both for oneself and others can release emotional blockages and promote healing. Cultivating an open heart and a willingness to give and receive love can help restore balance. Yoga and meditation. Specific yoga poses and meditation practices can be used to open and balance the heart chakra. In summary, the heart chakra is responsible for cultivating love, compassion, and emotional balance within oneself and in relationships with others. It acts as a bridge between the physical and spiritual aspects of being, facilitating healing, fostering a sense of interconnectedness. Where I'm at with Shota and why I love it. I used to also shame people as well. I used to also shame people as well about all things that I mentioned even above, even ABDL, adult baby diaper loaders, and sex as a whole. And I would even shame myself, but I found what truly makes me happy with my soul, no pun intended, and state of being. That when I genuinely and authentically found myself and found peace and love and magic on the planet Earth and imagination again, I was able to truly be free like Zahir from The Legend of Korra. He was an airbender. Zahir, this character right here, was an airbender from that show. And he was one of the few airbenders that mastered the ability to fly. Most airbenders couldn't fly, but he and one other did. It's because he was able to let go of those false ideas that we play into. I relate to all things, and one of those things was and is Shota. Everyone will have their own relationship with this beautiful form of expression, and that's how it's supposed to be. But for me, I have archetypes that are Shota that I don't have a name for, that I will always see. And yes, I do have children archetypes too, but those aren't the same thing. But I would have childlike or young looking forms within me that I would always see, but I shamed because I played into the games of what someone else believed, right? I was told that it was weird, bad, directly, indirectly, right? But I can't keep living through other people's distortions and perverted minds. But I choose purity. I choose to be happy, authentic, raw, real, honest, and free. I choose not to bind my beauty, my beautiful imagination, because other people can't get their shit together. I want to be me in all my magical forms. I choose to be unlimited. I want to be unlimited, like Elphaba, and kind and loved for seeing this dream with new eyes every single day. And whenever I can, I do. I hope y'all can hear me. I don't feel like yelling. And that is how we are supposed to live, not out of fear or shame or guilt or hate or judgment, and all other forces that seek to bind and dominate and control our imaginary hearts. This seems a bit dramatic, but I am just being honest. Yeah, because I was getting dramatic, a little preachy at the end. I choose to live for my unlimited spirit. That's just that is just as young and eternally youthful and carefree and magical and honest and real and kind and wise and understanding and patient and willing and able and joyful and smart and intelligent and queer and colorful and spectacular and as our creator. We were never meant to be caged and afraid because once you are, you can never enjoy the fun of falling as we truly are designed to do slash be. Knowing that there are creative forms of imagination, source, the all, God, whatever you want to call it, makes me want to live even more in my truth. That I have another form of imagination that connects me to pure love. I love Shota because it's me. In all forms: sex, dancers, beauty, demon, fairy, magical, elemental, vampiric, monstrous, raw, authentic, dragon. Sorry, I'm going fast, I know. Unicorn and pure. I love Shota because it's a part of us all. This isn't about perversions but purity. And purity doesn't mean good, but honest and true and just and real as anything and everything else that makes the dream more alive. We still know that we all know what happens when we judge and shame instead of being in our magic's purity. We become but a shell of our divinity. We become the walking dead. I love Shota because it's me, and I don't want to be anything else. Shout out to Selena Gomez. Shota is just another divine aspect of who I am and of whom we all are. We can't run from that. That would be you cutting your soul in half and saying you're whole. Of course, I have many other archetypes and forms, but unlike those forms, I always shame this one. This one archetype that connects me to my magic the most. This is connected to me. This that Yeah, that connected to me and my magic the most. That connected me to my truest imaginal self, and that is the imaginary child. I love all my archetypes and forms of myself, and I don't ever want to lose or misplace them again. This video better be good, bitch. I mean, it better not be too long. Yeah, I better can hear me. I'll be mad. I never want to love me. I never not want to love me again. Imagine living in such a sterile and styrofoam world where you have to be the exact same as everyone else with no form of expression. That is literally a handmaid's tale. We are all reflections of ourselves and the divine. Don't forget how to love. On top of that, there are lots of alien and fake, demonic, and dragonic beings, etc., out there that will literally be described as Shota, Lale, or Chebe. So when I talk about Shota, I am not talking about porn, but a beautiful art form. But porn is beautiful too. It's beautiful art too. I am not gonna let y'all ruin something that was meant to be beautiful. But that was meant to be beautiful. You'd be surprised how many beings truly live on higher realms that do the very things y'all shame. Once you start astral projecting to higher vibrating planets and raising your consciousness. The most important battles are the ones we win against ourselves. So yeah, I just want to say that. Hope y'all can hear me. If you can tell, I'm about to get off. Yeah, I wasn't trying to be all extra like I was the first video. The first time I had this video, which I wasn't extra, it's just there was a lot going on. Put it that way. But we're here now, and I hope y'all enjoyed that. But yeah, I just wanted to have that to set the tone for my rest of my videos that I'm gonna be unapologetic. See, you heard that? I'm unapologetic. I'm unapologetic, and that's okay. But yeah, I love y'all. Suck it.